that? There we go. What's going on, everybody? Live Farmer 73 here. I want to talk to y'all today about going through this recession on your own. It's a lot of people out here that's going through this by yourself. And I want to hear about it because I know what it's like to go through it when you have somebody with you. And I really cannot imagine Americans going through this right now by yourself. Uh, Echo, turn on Freedom Light.
Okay.
So I wanted to say hello to everybody coming in the room. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Guava, it's good to see you in here. But I really wanted to talk to y'all. Fifi's Homestead, hey, how you doing? I'm going to drop my link in here. And if you want to come up and share your part of the story so everybody else can hear it, that would be wonderful. But if not, I understand. TLC in the garden, how you doing? This is my question before I get started. We are going through a recession. We are going. This is happening. Okay. And I don't want this to be one of my whole long, drawn out, emotional speeches. I just want to be realistic. This is happening. Okay. Period. There's no question. Even the top people in charge, they're admitting, yeah, we're about to take a lump. Okay. Even the people that's responsible for this, they're saying, yes, it's about to hit. My question is, what is going to happen to all of these people? I see the rules that they're putting in place. I see the people being fired, let go from their jobs, forced retirement. I'm seeing all of that, all of the job cuts and everything else. I'm seeing all of that. And I don't want to get into why, okay, or whether I think it's ridiculous or not. All I want to talk about is the realization of what's going on, which is this. What is going to happen to all of the millions of people that are living check to check, month to month, or week to week checks, paycheck to paycheck? What is going to happen to all of the people that have some kind of health ailment that they have to deal with every day? I don't care whether it's diabetes, asthma. It could be as simple as severe seasonal allergies, rheumatoid arthritis. I'm just talking about everyday stuff. I'm not even getting into the extremes of people that have really, truly serious ailments. I'm talking about just the everyday stuff that make it, severe migraines. I never knew that was a real thing until I met several people that have migraines so bad that it literally cripples them. Ladies, cramps. I know some ladies with cramps so bad it literally is a medical condition and cripples them. what's going to happen to all of the elderly and our elders in these nursing facilities that's in nursing homes right now, where their only way of survival is off of Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security? A lot of these elders in the nursing home facilities, their only way of care and the only income they have is Medicaid, Medicare, and their Social Security. When you cut all of that off, where are all of these people going that need around the clock care? I'm just asking, because I don't know if you've ever worked in the medical field before. When I first got out of nursing school and during nursing school, you do some of your clinicals in nursing homes. They don't put you in the hospital first. When you're going through your clinicals, they put you in a nursing home. The reason why they put you in a nursing home, because those are some of the worst medical conditions to get you ready for the real world. I don't care how nice your nursing facility is. I don't care how nice your medical facility is that you got your mom or your grandmama in. I'm here to tell you, I don't care how much y'all pay. I don't care how nice they say it is. I'm here to remind you, a nursing home facility is a machine. It is put there not to care for your loved one. A nursing home facility is put there to make a profit. It's a business. This isn't the old days. A nursing home is a business and they are there to make a profit. So working in a nursing home, what I saw over all those years was this. When you put your elder in a nursing home, we are to give them the most minimal care. Everything is bare minimum. You barely feed them. You barely look after them. You barely care for them, because if you gave them the actual proper care that they really truly deserve, or they really truly could afford, the company will go broke. So they give you the bare minimum. They feed them at the very bare minimum. They get the food and everything that the elders eat from the cheapest bargain basement suppliers that they possibly can, and they feed that to our elders so they can turn a profit. If they can find pudding that's artificially flavored instead of real milk, just so they can save a quarter for every pudding cup, they're going to do it, and they don't care what it does to your loved one. My question is, where are all of these people going that need around the clock care 24/7? Let's not even start talking about if your loved one in a nursing home facility has dementia. Have you ever dealt with a loved one with dementia? Do you have any medical training whatsoever where once that elder ends up having to come home because they cut off Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, the only place for them to go is in your house? Have you ever bathed another grown person from head to toe? Have you ever bathed or cleaned up after an entirely grown person that weighs as much as you or more at times? Have you ever wiped another person's butt? Have you ever had to change a wound? A real wound, not a Band-Aid, a wound. Wound care. You just can't go turning people in the bed because depending on their medical condition, you'll break their legs, you'll break their arm, or you might pull a trachea out. You may, I don't know, pull out a catheter. Have you ever even assisted anybody with installing a catheter? Have you ever just sat and had to feed another grown person and watch them all day? Have you ever had to pick up another grown person and maneuver them and ambulate them to a bedside commode so they could relieve themselves? And then turn around and have to clean them up without them falling on the floor. These are things that won't leave my mind because I've done that before. I did it for a living, and I know there's a reason why there's medical professionals, because everybody can't do that. It doesn't just take the muscle. It doesn't just take the know-how, and it doesn't just take the knowledge of doing the job. It takes something extra. Everybody mentally cannot do that job. You can probably physically handle it. You could probably, everything. You could probably do the job, but your brain won't let you do it. And then you ambulate your elder from the bedside commode or the toilet and get them back in the bed just for them to poop all over the bed. Do you have any medical equipment at your home? Because some people cannot be ambulated and they need special equipment to hoist them up and lift them up into the bed, out of the bed, so you can wash them, just so you can clean them. Sometimes just turning them in the bed does not work. Have you ever seen, have you ever done it? Have you ever seen this happen before? Have you ever seen these procedures? That's why when you go into a nursing facility, a nursing home facility, everybody in that nursing home facility, you feel like when you walk into it, you're walking into hell. No matter how nice it is, no matter what kind of music is playing and flowers is everywhere, you feel like you just walked into grim death. That's what those nurses and doctors and aides do all day long, day in, day out, shift after shift after shift. Now, here's the thing that gets me. They are trained professionals. Can you do that? If you cannot do that, I'm going to tell you this right now. Those people are alone and they need your help. We're going to talk about going through this recession and this nonsense alone. Our elders will be alone. They cannot help themselves through this. There are people with disabilities. And those people, some of these people with disabilities are not elderly. They just need around the clock care. Can you do that? Because they can't do it on their own. Now, imagine you have an elder or a person with disabilities inside of a care facility, and now the Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security is cut off. They're coming home. I don't want to necessarily get into the politics of this, but you cannot help it. What was going through somebody's mind when they made these new rules and laws? They know they know the cause. So that means they also talked about the effect. Where are these people going? Yeah, we gonna cut all of them off and we gonna take all their money, but there are literally going to be millions of people displaced. I'm not even talking about the housing situation. I'm not talking about the job situation, just our facilities alone. If you cut the Board of Education, what's going to happen to our children? Where are these children going? If you cannot afford private education, how can you afford private education if mommy and daddy just got fired from their jobs? What if you still have your job and your kid ain't got nowhere to go? Have you ever homeschooled your child? Do you understand that takes some learning? You just can't say, look, from here on out, I'm going to just read you Moby Dick every day. No, you got to learn and be smarter than a fifth grader every day yourself. What are these people going to do? Where are all of these people going to go? I had a talk with a group of friends, and I'm going to tell you this. One of the problems is going to be, which somebody brought up to me, security. This is only going to bring chaos because people are about to get desperate. No, people are already desperate. This is going to be out of control. We're getting hit at all sides with everything that's going on right now. We can't even just focus on one problem because they're throwing them at us like tennis ball machines, you know? Every 5 seconds, they hit us with another problem we're going to have to solve. And before we can solve this one, they hit us with another one. It's coming to a time where we are going to have to come together, whether we want to or not. And I ain't talking about some kumbaya bullshit. I'm talking about some, listen, you need to sit down with your family members. If you live alone and you're out on your own, in your life, on your own, say you don't even have any children, or you're going to have to get with somebody and talk to somebody. This is about to be so bad. You will not be able to handle this by yourself. There are things that we can do, but a lot of us are not going to want to do it. But it's coming down to a point where you will not have a choice. No, you already don't have a choice, because they are dead set on destroying this country from the inside out. They are dead set on it. Everything that they're doing is not working in anybody's favor except for millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires. For the rest of America, nobody is feeling this. Nobody is agreeing with this. The only people that's really agreeing with this got to be sick in the head. That's the only thing I can think. Anybody, I don't care who you voted for, anybody agreeing with this, you are sick in the mind. I don't care if you voted for this or not. You got to be out of your rabbit ass mind to still think that this is a good idea. No, let me just tighten that up a little bit more. No matter how you voted, if you still think that this is a good idea and you still think it's okay to treat other human beings like this, say you're all down with all of the stuff they're doing. Okay. Say you're that level of crazy. That's fine with me. I get it. If you're that level of crazy, I get it. But are you so sick and are you so twisted that you don't mind how they're treating other human beings? Say they're doing what they're doing. You do not have to treat people like this. You do not have to treat other human beings this way to get things accomplished. They are literally throwing people into the streets. If you get fired from your job, it's a domino effect. Fired from your job, lose your house, lose your car, lose everything you got. You can't go find no more work because the robots and the AI is taking all the rest of the jobs. Where does that leave us? So here's my problem with the weirdos that keep thinking that this is a good idea. What the hell is wrong with you where you think treating another human being this undignified and unjust is okay with you? And the first people, oh my goodness, the first people that I always see that think this is a good idea, and it is one lunatic in particular that comes to my mind. They're always super ultra churchy, super ultra Christians. The first thing they start talking about is why this is a good idea in the name or the eye of the Lord. That's number one. And every time they talk their own selves into a corner where this is cruelty to human and mankind, hallelujah, yes, and Lord, and blah, blah, blah. Every time I've been listening to a lot of podcasters, I've been listening to a lot of YouTubers and the first thing when they start sounding real damn stupid, like you can't justify this level of cruelty. Not even on your own worst enemy. You can't justify this to people that's worked hard their whole life. You can't justify to treat people like this that's upstanding citizens, never been stopped by the police, barely got a damn traffic ticket, upholding the law, helping uphold the law, pay their taxes. Why are these people being treated this way? But at the same time, all they was worrying about was criminals coming across the border, right? I think now that they was talking about the criminals that came across the border, they talking about all of us. They said they're going to get rid of the criminals. They're talking about Americans, all of us. Let me get back on track because I don't want to veer off. Thank you. Andrea says you cannot be a Christian and think that this is okay. That's why I'll be like, man, keep your religions to yourselves, please, here on my channel. Keep your religion to yourself, because the first thing people start going out screaming out, God this, Jesus that, and everything and all this other stuff, whatever other belief in religion. But the first thing they think is this is okay. And I'll be like, what's wrong with you? What chapter of the Bible did you read? Can you please let me see that scripture that's saying it's okay to torture people? You cannot. Listen, this is not of God. This is not of Yah. This is not of anybody else you want to call him. This is not of the Father. This, what's happening, is not of the Most High. This is not it. And the thing that gets me is they're being led by other, what is those mega churches and super pastors and what do they call them? More the televangelists. I can't believe it. But the reason we're here today, I want to see how many people are in this alone. Now, I'm going to define alone before we get into this, and then I'm going to drop my link. And if you want to come up, fine. And if not, I understand, and we'll just call this a wash. I'm going to define alone. That does not necessarily mean that you are living alone. That does not mean that you're the only one in your household. That does not only mean that you do not have any children. This also means that you're the only one paying attention. You have a husband, a wife, and 6 kids and family all around you at every family gathering, but everybody think that this is a joke. You are alone. You're the only one prepping up food. You're the only one stocking. You're the only one barking. You're the only one telling everybody we need to pull together and get it together, and please don't eat all the food I'm stocking that for. If that's you, you are also alone. You could be in a whole full family, married for 100 years and kids around you, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever, but they think you're crazy because they don't see this. To the point, sometimes you even think that you are crazy because it's like, am I tripping? How can you not see this? That's been my problem. How can you not see this, man? How can you? Let me tell you something. I'm a person in my life that I'm down for the crown with the pound with you 100%. I carry a Glockweiler for you. But as soon as I see you ain't got no damn sense, man, I back off. I backs off because I don't care how much I love a person. I don't care how much I like a person. I don't care how much I feel about something or somebody or something. Man, when it start doing evil stuff, I don't care if you family, friend, or foe. We can have the same blood running in our veins. I will get away from you. If I see you on some crazy shit like this, get away from me. And I have no problem backing away. Get away from me. And that makes you feel like you're alone because it seems like you're the only one that get it. You're the only one that see it. And when you read your Bible, it start making sense. I'm going to tell you this. Over this last year, especially this last year, I've been doing way more reading in my Bible. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I need understanding. Because I don't understand this. And every time you read that Bible, whether you believe in the Bible or not, whoever wrote it must have been a genius. Let's say that. Because there's some people say, man, don't believe in the Bible. That was written by man. Okay. This is for the people to say the Bible was written by men. I agree, right? Okay. Well, how genius were all of these people and characters in this Bible to the point they're depicting our every waking moment? for generations to come. For thousands of years, they have been predicting and depicting absolutely everything that's been happening since. So if it's written by men, okay, I ain't got no problem with that. So now let's talk about the men that wrote it. How did they know? How did they know this? How did they predict mankind? How did they predict our every move? How did they predict our downfalls? How did they predict our wickedness? How did they predict that? Now, remember, they was just written by men, normal old guys like me and you. So I have no problem with that argument when people say, man, that was written by men. I don't listen to that. Okay. What kind of men, though? That's my question. Because they look like they were looking at us in the future and writing down our every move, and not just writing down our every move, but telling us how to fix it, how to solve a problem that hasn't even happened yet for 1,000 years. It's this dude gonna screw this up in about 1,000 years, and I'm gonna show him where he screwed up, and I'm gonna show him how to fix it before it goes too far. So for the people that's always telling me I don't believe in the Bible, it was written by men, you got to ask yourself now, what kind of men? What kind of man can predict our every move for 1,000 years? Okay, so I ain't got no problem with that debate at all. I answer that question with a question. That starts getting a little scary though, don't it? If you are alone and you're living in a house by yourself and you prepping by yourself, I do not know. I don't know how you're doing it. All I can say is more power to you. If you're living in a family or a household full of people, and I'm going to call them, I know this is going to sound creepy, I'm going to call them non-believers. If you're living in a household full of people that think that this is going to go away like a storm cloud, so nobody's helping you do anything, nobody's chipping in, nobody's putting the first foot forward, are you alone? Who is going to step out and take care of the fallen? When I say the fallen, I mean all of the people they're gonna need around the clock care. Who's gonna do that? Every time I talk about getting our skill sets up, that's one of them. It doesn't cost anything to go get some nursing books 101 and just follow that first nursing 101 book. Learn all of these medical procedures to help people in the most basic way. I will even say as much as go take what's it called? A nurse's aid class. I don't even know how much it costs, but I would say go take a nurse's aid class. Not to get a job per se, but to help you get through this, because if something happens to one of us, if they're cutting Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security, when you get ill, you're going to have to nurse other people back to health. Us just running to the hospital every time you get a sneeze or a cough is coming to a close. Well, CPR, if you take a nurse's aid class, that's CPR is going to be part of that. Don't just take a CPR class. You need to know all of it, because you sitting around waiting for somebody to have a heart attack. No, if you go ahead and take that nursing 101 class, you're going to learn Heimlich maneuvers, CPR, ambulation, uh, all of this stuff, wound care. These are things that's simple and basic, but we all need to know them. Okay. As of yesterday, we need to know how to do these things. If you are a person that don't like poop, if you are a person that does not like blood, you need to get over that. I know that sounds rough, me saying it. Get over that. If you're a person that can't even change a baby diaper or you a puke, you ain't seen nothing. Until a grown, big old, giant, 250-pound grown ass man take a dump in his brief and just plaster the whole bed, the linens. We don't even have the equipment. I talked about hoist to pick people up. I didn't even talk about the proper medical bed where certain people cannot be laying all the way back. You need some kind of bed that can maneuver itself. I forget, like a Craftmatic type bed, a hospital type bed. Who just got one of them just sitting around? They are kicking people. I need to correct that because I don't want to sound like I'm coming off with wrong information. Everything that they're putting into place is going to end up kicking our people and loved ones out of these situations, medical situations, where you know that your loved one needs certain special equipment. Your loved one may need a walker. Your loved one may need a wheelchair. Your loved one may need a mechanical wheelchair. All of this equipment goes through and is paid for through Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security. How can you cut that off and sleep every night? How can you cut off millions of people off of this stuff that's keeping most of America alive and get some good sleep at night? How sick are you? How sick are you to even support a person that can do that to another human being? How sick are you where this is okay with you? A lot of us are going to be doing this alone. And a lot of the rules and regulations and the new laws and the crap that they putting forward is going to affect over 90% of Americans. And I'm going to tell you why. You want to know why I know it's going to affect over 90% of Americans, even the people that think they're safe, is because this is the sickest country on the planet. Everybody has some kind of medical situation. Everybody in America is severely overweight. Everybody in America is below educational standards. I could go on. 90% of America don't even realize you may not be on Medicaid, Medicare today. But you may be so severely overweight and unhealthy that it's definitely in your damn near future. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, obesity, asthma, rheumatoid arthritis. I keep saying rheumatoid arthritis because that will cripple you. If you have severe rheumatoid arthritis, you will end up in a wheelchair, unable to move. Somebody will think you got hit by a car and now you are quadriplegic. But no, you can't move or anything like this because that rheumatoid got you. I've had plenty of patients that I just could not believe the effects of rheumatoid arthritis. It will crumble your body up like a piece of paper with the wrong answers on it. I was talking to a friend last night. They're cutting off the regulations for our drinking water. All of these places like the FDA and all of this stuff controls that. Now, we already know, which my friend said, we already know right now we complain about our food and we complain about our water systems are already bad enough, right? Can you imagine getting rid of all regulations for water, getting rid of all regulations for our food? Food is already bad and poisonous, right? The food that we eat in America is already bad for us. Am I right? Okay. Can you imagine cutting off the regulations? You know what that means, don't you? The reason why would they cut the regulations off for the food and the water? Why would they do that? They do that because they're still paying the millionaires and billionaires in the corporate, they own the corporations and the big businesses and the big factories. So now the big factories can dump all of their sludge right into the waters without any regulation whatsoever. They can keep polluting the ocean all willy-nilly, all they want to. I'm from Ohio, and in Ohio, all of our factories in Toledo, Ohio, are built in neighborhoods. All of our major factories and our major industries in all of Ohio, damn near, you people live next door to these major automotive plants. People live next door to these major manufacturing corporations. So all of the pollution and the crud and the grunge comes right in their backyard. This ain't no, it got to come down the stream 50 or 100 miles. No, it's literally leaking in your yard. They built all of these factories in these neighborhoods because they wanted to make sure back in the day when all this was built in the Industrial Revolution that all of their workers were right there around this major factory so they didn't have to go far because they didn't have much. And they wanted to make sure that they had a workforce on site at all times. So they built every doggone factory in all of Ohio, Detroit, Cincinnati, Cleveland. All of the factories are part of the neighborhood. If you see a church, look across the street. It's probably a factory over there. All of our little nuclear facilities and stuff, it's right there, damn near in somebody's neighborhood. I can't make this up. Our nuclear facility, Davis-Besse, is only a few miles away from our major beach that we swim in every day. So with them cutting off all of the regulations for our water purification and our food, they can give you anything and you got to take it. But nobody want to listen to me about no, hey man, we need to filter our water. I ain't paying that for no Berkey. I don't think that sand filter work. And it's getting to a point where now, over all these years, you could have been putting money away to get all this equipment and supplies that we're going to need for now. And everybody now like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I will say this. And I am going to speak for all of America. Whether you fronting or not, did nobody vote for this? I don't care if you love that dude and all his minions. You didn't vote for this. You didn't. You did not vote for this. You voted for some other crooked shit, but you didn't vote for this because this is hitting you in the pocket. This is making you get fired. You are suffering. You didn't vote for that. I don't care if you love him, you love his draws. You didn't vote for that. You wanted him to retaliate against other people. You didn't vote for this, though. Like I said, I'm not knocking you if you did it. I'm just saying you did not vote for your own demise. I can promise you that. You may have voted to try to get rid of other people or disparage other people, but you didn't know he was talking about you too. I said this a long time ago. I said this last summer. I said, listen, this is a money thing. Y'all keep thinking it's a black and a white thing. This is about money, and you ain't got it. Everybody kept saying, Led, you trying to divide us. No, I'm not. If telling the truth is the new definition of division, so be it. If telling the absolute truth is the new definition for division, so be it. Just like they turned DEI into some racist shit. People play with words too much, so call it what you want to. Didn't nobody vote for this. Are you alone right now? And what are you going to do about it? I'm going to put my link in here, and I'm going to give us about 15 minutes, and we'll talk about it. Come up, say a few words, say your piece, and then, let somebody else get a chance. If you don't want to come up, then, I get it. Let me see. Okay, my link is in the chat. If you want to come up and say a few words about your situation and hopefully your solution that can probably help other people, now is the time, okay? But this is insanity at its very best. I keep asking this question and nobody can answer it. Nobody. What's going to happen to all the people? Where are all the people going when they can't pay their rent and their mortgage? What's going to happen to all the children? What's going to happen to all of our elderly once they got to get kicked out of nursing homes and the facilities because they can't pay anymore because they've been paying with Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security? That's my question to anybody that loves whatever they're doing and you love it. That's my only question to you, because your answer will let me know your true humanity. Everybody that loves this going on, nobody yet. Everybody come against me, whether it's trolls or it's AI. I always ask that question. Where are the people going? They never answer. They will state their point of why this is a good idea and why that dude is doing what he's doing. It's going to work out for all America. And then I say, that's fine if you believe that. That's fine. But where are the people going to go in the meantime? What's going to happen to all of our people in the meantime? Nobody can ever answer me. They'll go back and forth with me all day, but they will not answer that question. How you doing, my sister? You ready? Okay.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm good. I just got home. I had to go into work for a couple of hours, and then I'm at home now. So I'm listening to you. You've been talking about this for a long time. Yeah. Longer than I've been on YouTube.
Yes.
A long time. And people think you crazy, but lately people, Precious, you got some eggs? I got some eggs for my house.
Right.
I got 3 chickens. I'm getting me some more, but it's 2 people that live in this house. See. And as you know, one of them's elderly. My mother will be 77. And what is this thing? Why did that pop up? And I have to take care of her. She's on Medicare, but she does have a pension. and her medical is through CalPERS, which is a California government pension. I got a Berkey. It took me forever to put it together, but I got my Berkey going, and I'm looking at a water saving system because my mother has a little bit of income, but I am the main income. Right. So we have 3 cars. Mine is 15 years old. Hers is 20. Mm-hmm. And I got another one because she got to get to dialysis. So if something break down, nothing is holding us up, you know, and it does take time, you know, to get things sometime, but you've been talking about it for a long time. It's been a lot of people listening to you for a long time, and they still coming in the chat going, well, I'm working on that. I'm reading on dropping seeds. What do you need to read about it more?
Nothing.
Like why?
Nothing at all. And I'm just going to show, because while you're here, and then I'm gonna drop down because somebody got a couple people in them back, and I really want to sum this up real quick. But I'm going to show everybody something. I made a short video today that I never did release. Okay, I just want to show everybody. When everybody keep asking me, how do I garden? Where do I start? What do I do? What do I buy? That it number one, that's insane to me, and it's not because you've never gardened before. That is literally almost like, how do I breathe? You know what I did today? Number one, I was making a video about getting healthy again. I'm making a salad, and I cut open this tomato. I want to show everybody here what was inside this tomato.
Good Lord. Roots. Seeds rooting already.
The seeds germinated inside of the tomato. Each and every one of those that look like worms, those are seedlings sprouting inside this tomato. So I nicely put that lid back on here so they don't dry out. And I'm going to go outside in the garden on Freedom Acres and plant this whole tomato in the ground. And once they all grow, I'm going to let them grow about 4 inches tall, and I'm going to separate them, and then I'm going to have this many brand new
tomato plants. It's that easy.
It's literally that easy. If I take that tomato and I throw it outside in my yard and leave it alone, all the tomatoes are going to grow everywhere that tomato touched the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure I showed everybody that keeps thinking that this is rocket science.
It's not.
It's that simple.
And you know, I live in an HOA. Everybody says I live in an HOA. I live in an HOA too. Read the rules of your HOA and read the rules of your city. I can have pets. The chickens are my pets. Right. Read about the varieties. I have Orpingtons. Why? Because they are like the most docile chicken that you can have, that don't cackle a lot. Well, they was giving me attitude today because they wanted snacks when I went out there. But like you say, dogs are louder than my chickens. My neighbors don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with my neighbors. They're in the back of my house where no one can see them. Right. In a cage and in a coop. And I thought about chickens for 2 years. Not that I was scared. I was just like, you know, these are animals. I'm the only one that takes care of the garden and everything else because my mother can't get out there and do it. So right. I was thinking I have to be responsible for it. That was the best move I ever made.
See there? And that's why I've been telling people for so long. I remember people thought I was crazy. I was gross. This black dude with chickens in the backyard. 15 years ago, they thought I was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
This morning, I'm about to go and get me and the puppy something to eat. I went out there and collected me 14 eggs first thing this morning. They ain't even done laying yet. Mm-hmm. 14 eggs. And everybody, and the first thing I thought, I just laughed to myself and said, what egg shortage? While everybody is flipping around and flipping out over these eggs and the prices, and they're actually paying $13 for a damn thing of eggs.
Stealing eggs in California. Number one, what you gonna do with all them eggs once you steal them? I hope you have a restaurant that you're gonna be cooking these eggs in.
Well, that's what they're doing, selling them low key to these restaurants and stuff like that, Waffle House and stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. All these restaurants. It's just, and the bird flu. Okay, if there's a bird flu, why aren't like birds flying in the sky, falling out the sky, dying in the street? Don't believe everything the media, whatever's going on out there is telling you, because if there's a real bird flu, these hawks that be trying to fly over by my chickens would be falling out the sky right now.
And I literally have, at my house, there are hundreds of geese and ducks and waterfowl all in my backyard, in my pond, all in my yard.
And they don't look sick.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, they're so healthy, I wish they stay in the water and stay out of my yard. What ain't, what you don't see? You don't walk around the pond and see any dead birds.
Nope.
Ever. And those same waterfowl, ducks and birds and everything else is coming over to my chicken coop. They ain't making my chicken sick. They never have. Every time this happens, never. I never lose a bird to this stuff. But I'm constantly around every kind of walk of life of bird, every variety.
Everything. The hummingbirds have 2 nests, and I have an ornamental pair. And then right in the front of my house, I have those tall bushes that you have to trim. It's a nest in that bush, and it's a nest in an ornamental pair. I get blue jays, yellow jays, red jays. You have every piece of life flying into your yard, because they know, they're like, okay, this person likes nature. This person is growing food. I'm having a mold problem, but that's not going to stop me. I ordered the gopher hawk thing, and I'm about to put some of those things down because it's going to take out my Santa Rosa plum in a minute, but I'll put another one back up.
There you go. Well, listen, sister, thank you so much. I'm going to let these other people come up. Okay. Hey,
all right.
I'm going to talk to you on the flip flop. Okay.
Okay. I got to take a call anyway for work.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sister.
All right. Bye.
Right. Okay. You ready? Is it Yvonne? Come on up, sister.
Hey, Uncle Ed.
Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, Yvonne.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. I've been watching you for like maybe 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So I appreciate you.
You're very welcome.
For me, I would just say women who are pregnant, for me, that's a big subject for me. Yeah. And like my last daughter, she's 3. We had an unassisted home birth. So, I mean, you don't recommend that to people, but we have experience and knowing how that works.
Right.
So, I think people have to try to get in shape as much as they can.
Yes.
And guys have to stop being soft and scared to look down there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. And just get like birth books and, just really study that, especially if they saying Black women are already dying at a high rate.
Yes.
From not being heard and not being listened to. And that was one of the reasons why we decided to have a home birth unassisted, because all of the doctors and nurses that I was seeing, they didn't listen. Like it was things that I was concerned about. It was questions I was asking. They didn't have the answers. And they were trying to have me come in multiple times into the hospitals and doctor's appointments during COVID, and it didn't make sense to me. And I was asking questions. They didn't have the answers. So I think that people really need to consider having things at home, especially if it's a lot of sickness going around, the measles and all of that, and people not want to get vaccinated, and you don't want to take a vaccine, but you got to be clean.
See, don't even get me started on that, because people will sit there and drink liquor and they don't know where it came from. They'll go buy something from the weed man. They don't know where he got this from. They'll smoke that and pass it to their friends.
Passing it, yeah.
So I'm like, don't get me started on that, because that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But you are right. And you said something that I love, because I never thought about the pregnant women and the things that all pregnant women are going through right now that they change the laws. Okay.
Yeah.
Learning how to do this yourself and is going to be so important. And that's what I said earlier on in this video, was learning these medical procedures, learning these medical techniques that we will not be able to rely on anybody else to do for us unless you got $1 million in your bank account.
Yeah. And I mean, I had very difficult pregnancies too. So like mine left me debilitated. Like for 3 months, I'm dehydrated. I had to go to the urgent care to get liquid, to be hydrated. I had to like 3-4 times out the week, I would have to go just to get an IV, you know?
Yeah.
Can you go take an IV course? Can somebody go take an IV course?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because I mean, if some of the medication, it won't be available. If you really looking for it, then what? If I didn't have that medication, I probably would have starved to death. I was so nauseous, nothing went down. I could have just starved to death if it was nothing there.
And that's something else. If you just said, if say you do have the medication that you need, but if you do not know how to push a needle, or you don't know how to find a vein, which you just see this stuff on TV, where people see it on TV, they never understand how difficult that really is with an actual moving human being that's scared of pain, or when you hit them, they feel it and jump. That's not
definitely learning about the reproductive system is very crucial. Very crucial. You know, that postpartum, being sanitized.
Yes.
You know, you can prevent a lot of stuff. A lot of women get C-sections. Y'all gonna have to start working out and feel the pain. You know, you gotta feel the pain. You gotta bear down. You gotta squat. You gotta feel the pain. That's gonna probably be better than assuming you're gonna have a C-section. If it's not gonna be available. It's a lot of people on the Medicaid. I'm in Indiana. It's a lot of people on Medicaid that, just if you're a woman in general, the children and the women, they will get it. Hold on. And so if that's not there, then what?
Right.
You know, it costs $30,000 to birth a child in the hospital.
Right. You are so right. And
the midwives charge about $5,000 to $7,000. You got $5,000 to $7,000.
And see, that's the thing why I was talking about we're alone in this. And that's why I didn't want to make the definition of you're just here by yourself. You're alone, because if you could have a house full of people, but if don't nobody in the house know how to do anything to help you, you are alone.
Yeah.
If nobody wants to learn any of this stuff, you're alone. So
yeah, even us, when we did the unassisted home birth, you know, it wasn't a lot of people that agreed. We did it. We chose not to, because them with their disagreement was getting in the way of us learning.
Right.
You know, it was more peaceful to sit and learn what we needed to, watch like 30 home birth videos, you know, get in shape, read as much as we could, on top of still going to doctor's appointments. We still went to doctor's appointments. It just came down to the wire that we would rather have the baby at home. Right. You know, and so people really, the support is crucial. You know, you have to not be afraid. You have to say, this baby gonna live. I'm gonna live. Okay. And we got to do everything that we need to do to learn whatever we can. I know every day you tell people every day, whether you do a video or not, you in people's brain, like, do it. Let the light bulb come on.
And I hope so, because people, they think they need to watch people on YouTube to get motivated. People think they need to get motivated to watch a video. You have to learn how to motivate yourself. Everybody has to learn to start. Just get your ass up off the couch. And you know, that's a challenge. Everybody got a challenge all the time. Challenge yourself not to touch your cell phone for the first 6 hours of your day. I bet people can't do it. Challenge yourself not to touch the television remote all day. People can't do it.
Yeah.
Don't look at social media for one day. People can't do it.
Yeah.
Because what that television set on, when you don't look at social media half the day,
Yeah.
you get so much stuff accomplished because you so bored. Like, let me go ahead and fix this, do that. I said I was going to do this, but don't get me started. But listen, hey, thank you so much, my sister, and congratulations on the baby. And I thank you for coming up. Okay.
Yeah, we appreciate you. I appreciate you. I know you have your days. It's hard because I do the same thing. You tell people, they don't listen. It's hard knowing stuff, and sometimes you see it. Sometimes I see it. Sometimes I dream it, and I'm like, I hope, please, please, please listen.
That's the part that drives me crazy. Is I'm looking right at it. It like it's not one. I'm like one of those people like I can see the future. No, I don't play that.
Yeah.
It's in your face.
Yeah.
And people still like, you overdoing it. You overthinking it. Like, them people scare me.
Yeah.
So I stay away from them.
Yes.
It's believe it or not, it's not very many people that can actually see this coming like a freight train. It's so many people out there going about their life like nothing is wrong, nothing is happening. They don't even look at the prices on the shelves. They just like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And go about their day. Gas will go up $1 in one day, and they don't. That's strange. They don't think nothing about it.
It's tragic.
It's very tragic.
Yeah.
Well, let me let this other person up. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell Lady Led I said hi.
I sure will. I think
thank her for taking care of you.
Thank you. I will. Yeah. I think she's supposed to be here today.
Okay.
My sister. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Peace.
Peace. Okay. Let me see. Okay, Miss Ashley Scott, you ready? I'm gonna take you, and then because I had a bunch of no names back here that keep popping up with no face, so that's a no for me. Wrong channel for that. So here we go.
All right. Okay.
How you
cool.
doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good. So my situation is a little different. With everything going on, I think about homelessness because I'm one of them, living in my car with my child. And no, I'm not. I'm at peace with it. I was working 2 to 3 jobs trying to keep up with the rent, and I'm homeschooling at the same time. So I had to drop a couple of jobs. As the years went by, the rent kept going up, but my pay never changed. So I ended up getting put out. But the thing is, I'm not nervous because for years I've been stocking up on freeze-dried food. So before I had my kid, I had freeze-dried food. So right now I have a year's worth of food. And with me being in my situation, I thought about, okay, well, you have a car and you have like truckers, they have ways of cooking their food. Okay, well, what if something happens when you can't cook in your car? How else are you going to cook? Okay, well, you can cook by fire. Okay, well, what if the situation is not safe enough for you to cook by fire? How are you going to cook then? Okay, well, I have a solar powered oven. I have a solar powered water heater. So with the freeze dried or dehydrated, you boil the water in the sun. So I have 3 forms of cooking, and then I have water stored away. And so, I watch a lot of people that are on the road traveling the country, and I see how they buy meals for the day. They have nothing stored. They go to the grocery store because they're making content, and I say, okay, well, I'm going to have a steak, or I'm going to have a string beans today. And I'm like, what is going to happen when the food stops coming in and all you have is your day's worth in the grocery store? I'm sorry for the background.
No, you're breaking up. You're breaking up really bad.
Oh. Okay. Is this better?
Yes. Because you were saying some important stuff. Yes. You're fine.
Okay. So what I was saying, I'm gonna start over briefly. So what I was saying was I have 3 ways of cooking. That is solar, by vehicle, which is the carport, and by fire. I recently learned how to make fire underground so it doesn't create smoke and you don't see the light. Just in case, when things get really bad, people, it's easy for them to find smoke. It's easy for them to see fire at night. So learning how to make the fire underground, it
Yes.
keeps you safe. And
Yes.
so again, I watch a lot of videos and of people traveling in their cars, and as I was saying, they buy one meal a day. They don't have anything stored up. They just make content saying this is what I'm eating for the day and this is what I'm drinking for the day. You have ice in the coolers, and instead of having a fridge that you can power multiple ways. And I'm thinking about them, like, when the food stop coming in, what are you going to have for the day? And so right now, what I'm wondering, because I have a couple of ideas for myself, when people have those racks in the back of their truck, they usually have like gasoline containers in them. I
Yeah.
thought about making it a garden bed. And so if I will park my car a certain way so the sun can hit the dirt, I can grow a garden in the back of my car.
You really
Um,
could.
yeah, and because I was supposed to start a garden, I got discouraged and I stopped. But I have hundreds of seeds, a lot of dirt, the fertilizer is all in the storage. But the once I get the bedding set up in the back of the car, I can start the garden, and I could just make sure I stay in a sunny area, or I can travel and go to a certain state where it's always warm. So I try to become a little bit flexible.
Okay.
Um,
And I'm gonna tell you how that's possible. Years ago, I met a guy here on YouTube, and he told me I saved him, and he too was living in his car. And you know what he did to start a garden? I think this was like 2019, 2020, something like that. He got one of those cargo racks, and he attached it to the hitch of his car, and he made it into a little garden. And he did that,
oh, okay.
and he set it on there, and he said when he had to be mobile because he lived in his car, he would cover it up and do whatever he had to do, and wherever he stopped, he uncovered it and let his stuff grow. It actually worked. I still got the emails from the guy and everything. So as a matter of fact, he
Wow,
did
that's
that
amazing.
until he was finally able to afford a small trailer from Harbor Freight, and turn that into a mobile garden.
That's good. I never seen nobody do that. Does he post it online or he just emailed it to you?
He talked to me during one of these sessions like this, just like you are, and he emailed it to me. I'm going to try to find that email because he sent me pictures and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I find them pictures, I'm going to actually post them on my post, and you will see them on my community post. So that way, whether we talk again or not, you'll see them, and it'll give you an idea of what he did. Okay.
Right. And one other step, because one thing I do not have, all I have with me is one of those fisherman knives. I don't have any weapons or gun licenses, so I have to go get one. But I also want to take me and my child to learn archery, which ain't number $40 a session. So I wanted us to learn that. And then I keep a first aid kit, and I want to build up a trauma kit to keep with us on the road as well.
And okay, so you don't have any of that. You don't have a trauma kit now, like any medical.
So I have a first aid kit, and what I did was in the past when me and my son got injured, whatever we didn't use, we kept. So I have cream for burns, like third-degree burns. I have gauges and wraps, and I have a foot cast and the what is it, the
Splint.
cast for your splint. Yes, those, and for the boots, the really tall boots, so if you mess up your leg. I have a lot of that stuff.
Okay.
I also have a choking thing. So you squeeze it at the end and it
Mm-hmm.
covers the mouth. I have one for a child and an adult. I have I also got swimming mask, the full face mask with the little stick on the top. I'm sorry.
Snorkel.
Yeah, so I do want to increase my first aid. I do have the tarp and all of that stuff. Fire starters, peroxide, Vaseline, cotton. So I pretty much got it. I got the basics of a first aid, but I want to get more things that would benefit or that would be a trauma kit. But I looked online and those run like $300 and something for an entire big trauma.
Well, you don't need that. You don't need that. We've done this plenty of times on my channel where we actually built our own medical kits, and it's way cheaper. If you go out, because you don't need everything in that medical kit that they offer in that kit, you'll look at that kit and say, well, I don't need that. It's everything that you'll need, everything that you and your child needs. You will pick that stuff out for you and personalize this medical kit. Now, there are certain things that is universal, like, Band-Aids, gauze, so on and so forth. That stuff is universal. But when it comes down to personal care, you can fix that how you need to fix it. Okay. Now, where are you located, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to answer it. Okay. Do this. Don't answer that. Just do this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Trust
me. Sorry. Hold on. Somebody called and messed everything up. I should have put this on Do Not Disturb. Hold on for a second.
It's okay.
Hello?
We can hear you, God. Ashley. We can hear you.
Yes, but only when I put the phone to my ear because somebody called.
Okay. I was about to say, I don't think you want us to hear your conversation.
Okay. No, I can hear you good. Now, what was you saying?
Okay. No, I was going to say, don't give me your location. If you can just do me a favor and email me so I can give you more information.
Okay.
Okay. At leahfarmer73 at yahoo.com. Okay.
Okay. And so, like I said, the only thing that I need to do is get a gun license because I don't know anything about that. I did watch your last podcast, so I know the two people that you referred to. So I'm gonna try to connect with them.
Please do.
Yeah.
And let them know I sent you, so they just don't think you just somebody just random. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, listen, sister, please do me that favor and email me so I can give you a little bit more information, because I may have some information that can help you get out of that pickle a little bit. Okay.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Or if not, I know people that can guide you in the right direction.
Okay.
All right, my sister. Thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you.
Take care. Be safe. Okay.
Yeah, I'm learning the stealth thing. So I'm parking in good places, hotels, and where they just safe places.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. All right.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. I do not need to say any more. This young sister right here just gave you proof that it's people out here already struggling in this system. And they're just making it worse. Before they fix anything, you mean to tear it all down, crumble it up, and let the chips fall where they lay and let people perish? That's how you fix things? Do you understand? Do you understand? These are millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires deciding how to restructure the government. And out of all of this money, between all of these millionaires, billionaires, and trillionaires, they got $5 billion to find the smartest people on the planet to do all of this stuff the proper way. And you mean to tell me the only way that they can figure out how to so-called restructure the government into so-called a positive, more positive light is to literally totally destroy the entire house just so you can sweep the kitchen floor? That's what they're doing. They're taking a wrecking ball to the entire house And all their job was to do is clean the kitchen floor. So everything in the entire house will be destroyed. So you can rebuild the whole house and then rebuild the whole floor and then sweep the damn kitchen floor. That does not make any sense to me. And I'm just a regular guy and I'm poor. So why is it that you got all this money and you still can't figure this stupid shit out? Let me tell you something. I'm a person, I don't hang around long. When you start showing me you don't know what you're doing. When you start showing me that you're going to get me killed, I leave. When you start showing me that you're going to get me in some trouble, I leave. I learned that at a young age when a lot of my friends was going to jail, and I figured out real quick, leave you alone. If I leave you alone now, we can probably still be friends. Hanging out? No. Friends? Yes. I figured that out a long time ago. You know, you don't have to keep going in and out of jail to start figuring out hanging with you is toxic. Well, that's what's happening now. These people that's in control of everything, they're screwing everything up, and everything they touch turns to rubble. And what gets me is everybody that's following behind them sees it, and nobody is smart enough to say, you know, I better go this way. Yeah, my mama calling me for dinner. I better go. No, all his flunkies is around him, sniffing that man's butt cheeks and not saying nothing. Please, sir, may I have another? While let me break this down. America, I know it's hard to believe because we actually live here. America was the last great empire. I know using the word empire and America in the same sentence sounds weird, but this was the greatest, strongest empire, just like all the great empires in history. That's what this was. Even in the greatest empires, people were mistreated. The people were abused. The people were neglected. So don't let that mess you up with the word empire. America was, with all her troubles, with all her horrible history, with all of her bad past, with all of her greatness, and with all of her light, was the last great empire. This was a great empire. And it took one man, 30 days to literally destroy it. Why am I saying America was an empire? I'm going to tell you why. You know you're a great empire when every other country on the planet Earth depends on you. When every other country on the earth relies on you. When every other country on the earth is afraid of you because you are so mighty and you are so strong. That makes an empire. When everything that any other country does on this entire planet got to go through America first for our approval. Whether you like this place or you hate it, everything went through here for approval. Should we have nuclear weapons? No, we better ask America. With nobody at the helm, nobody in the driver's seat driving this country, all of these people in these different countries are starting to break off on their own because they don't need America. They don't rely on America anymore. They don't got to go through America for their approval, and they don't trust America. So what does that say? Now they're saying, hey, let's get our own nuclear missiles again, because they gave us all of the nuclear power. They said, listen, we're going to let you have our nukes, but you got to watch over us. Every other country. So now all of a sudden what we got now is everybody saying we can't depend on America no more. So we have to build our own defenses. You're talking about people just up and start building defenses that's really never thought about building defenses before. Never thought about building a military in the last 50 years because they knew America had their back through thick or thin. And all of a sudden, you're about to start building a military because this one man failed in less than 30 days and made it so nobody on the whole planet Earth trusts Americans anymore. I don't care what you believe. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and then there's your opinion, right? Right is right, wrong is wrong, and then there's your opinion. Deal with it. It's right there in your face. Whether you like him, you love him, or you hate him, what they're doing, we can hear it come out of their mouths. We can see it and see their actions. And you can't deny that. It's not a debate. When we're both looking at this, there's no debate. There's only a conversation of what happens next. But what we're here for, really, before we go, if you are alone in any way, form, or fashion, if you are alone, literally alone, you have nobody else to depend on, rely on, or if you're alone in the definition of you are in a house full of people and everybody thinks you're crazy. Nobody's helping you prep. Nobody's helping you get ready for this freaking depression. Nobody's helping you get ready for this recession. If you're here and you're the only one that's taking this seriously, you need to get with other like-minded people. I even hate saying that because it sounds so corny these days. But I promise you, you need to find your people and fast. Stop watching all the nonsense on social media. And now it's time for you to start searching for your people because we will all need each other. Let me tell you something. I done been on this social media platform for over 15 years. And I've been friends with people and I've left. I've been friends with people and I've left. All kind of different reasons on the planet Earth. I've seen people come and go. That's what I really meant to say. But I'm going to tell you this. It's time for you to start digging out your old phone numbers and calling these folks up and just listen. Bury the hatchet. People in your life you ain't talked to in a long time. Time to pull out them numbers. Bury the hatchet. Because if the person that you're enemies with or unfriending with, I'm going to tell you this. There is a greater enemy on his way. No matter how much you dislike somebody right now, no matter how much you and your family don't get along, no matter how much your friend do you, let me tell you this, there is no greater enemy than the one that we're facing right now. These people that's in control of this government, I'm trying to find the right words without being just cruel. They're evil. I don't care what no other president did, no other president said, and you can take this to the grave with you. No other president, even the ones that was racist, at least they had the decorum to cover it up. And the only way you knew they was racist and hateful is they whispered it behind closed doors. Their actions of it was graceful, where you had to think, boy, that almost looked racist. I think that's right. Is he racist? Is this racist? Are you offended too? But this dude, this here now, all his buddies that's helping him, there is no denying that this man is racist and hateful, spiteful, spoiled, and sick. There is no denying that. They talk about all these other presidents in the past that was racist and hateful, and I get it. But they did. I hate to say this because it sounds jacked up. They were racist and hateful with at least a little bit of class with it. This slob is he's just a walking train wreck. Every time I see him or I hear him, it's like, you know that ghost on Ghostbusters, Slimer? That's this dude. Every time I see him on TV, I see him on the news, I hear him talk his nonsense or his lies like people don't know. He remind me of Slimer on the Ghostbusters, because every time you saw Slimer on the Ghostbuster, that green booger ghost, every time you seen him, you know you're about to get slimed. You know when you're done listening to him or when you're done watching him, you will want to take a shower. Come on, tell me I'm lying when I ain't. Every time I see his face or hear him lie or hear his hatred or listen to one of his goons give another racist remark, I feel like I just need to wash up and scrub myself. I feel unclean every time I hear these monsters or these demons. If you're alone during this, tell us your story in the comment section below after the video. I don't care how long it is that you need to talk. Tell everybody your position on being alone during this horrible time, because I could tell you how it feels having people with me and it's still scary as all get out. I want you to tell your story in the comments so everybody else can at least feel like they're not as alone as they thought they were, because your story might be the same as his story. His story might be the same as her story. And believe it or not, that makes people feel a little bit better. It makes people feel like there are other human beings, real human beings out there that's suffering just like me. Okay? If you can do that. Thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful night. And please, everybody say prayers for each other, because this is about to be horrible. And I don't think people are taking it as serious as they should be. Nobody is taking this as serious as they should be. This is messed up. Ain't nobody got no food, and ain't nobody got no money, and ain't nobody got no skills. All people got is questions. And nobody's even trying to answer those. We're going to come up with something. We're going to figure something out. But I'm going to tell you this. You need to grow some food. Please. Grow some food. Get some livestock. Save. Stop spending money. Stop spending money. Just stop it. I was going to sell my Jeep and use that money to do other things around here on the land. You know why I can't sell my damn Jeep? Because everybody is selling their Jeep. You're going to try to sell your stuff right now on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or eBay, and you're going to realize the market is flooded with whatever you're selling because everybody is out of work. Everybody is trying to figure out how they're going to pay the rent and pay the light bill and eat. So everybody is selling off everything. So that made me think, I better hold on to this Jeep because I ain't going to make no money off of it. The market is flooded because now cars have quadrupled in price, if not more than that. You go buy a used car off the lot, you're going to pay 4 times the cost it was just a couple years ago. So if you were to sell your vehicle and actually make a little profit off of it, it's not going to do you any good because there's nothing out there that you can buy for the money that you're going to make. Just like your home. If you're thinking about selling your home right now, you may want to hold off because there is nothing out here. If you sell your house for $300,000, now I'm just talking about in my state. If you sell your house for $300,000 or $400,000, there is nothing you can buy in Colombia for $300,000 that ain't got rats and bums living in it. The market is out of control. You may want to just hold on to it. Unless land prices, everybody is looking for land now. And the land prices are 4 and 5 and 6 times what they're really worth. 1 acre for $80,000. 3 acres for 90 something or $100,000 for 3 acres. This opening that y'all see me out on my land all the time, that's a 2-acre clearing. They're trying to sell you that little clearing for $100,000. That's another video. Everybody, please be safe. And go ahead and drop your story down in the comment section and let everybody else know that they are not alone. All right. Lead Farmer 73. I love all of y'all. Everybody stay safe and keep your head on swivel because it's about to get stupid. All right. Lead Farmer 73. I love you and I'm out. Peace.